Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Arith Härger, and today I'm going to share with you another Rune Divination Method as promised. Well, actually I had promised you that we would go slow, starting with the simplest Rune Divination methods and progressively moving forward towards the more complex methods, right? However, today, for our second video on Rune Divination methods, I have decided to share one a little bit more complex, just so you have a different perspective and know what you might expect in future videos concerning Rune Divination methods. Now, just before we start, and I'll promise to be really quick, really, as some of you pointed out on the previous video, my runes have clear drop configuration. In this way, I always know if the position is upright or inverted, right? And you are quite right. And that's something I never thought about it until you mentioned it. And I have this set of runes for over a decade. As I said before, I find Rune Divination methods to be quite useful to develop our intuition and practice our observation skills. Although I have never realized this particular feature on my runes. So much for observation skills. Be that as it may, in a divination method we always start with the runes turned upside down. So even though I will perceive some will be inverted and others upright, I never know which runes will be there. And some runes, no matter how many times you turn them, have no inverted arrangement. So it's always a surprise. Anyway, today's method is the Ship-Barrow method, so I do hope you enjoy it and may it be useful. Now, with no more delay, let's start our today's video. My dear friends, please. Alright, my dear friends, here we go, the Ship-Barrow method in Rune Divination. Some of you had asked me to take the runes out of the bag and place them, and well, I might do that for the simpler methods that require fewer runes, if indeed you find that to be important. However, I already took the opportunity to lay out the runes, as in this way not only we won't waste much time setting the arrangement, but also I've framed it to fit in while recording, to fit into the camera, and in this way I know that there won't be any runes out of the picture. All is framed, so there won't be any mistakes and no need to record it all over again. Besides, I'm not really making a reading to anyone, as I'm only here sharing with you a method so you can use it by yourself. I'm not going to develop that much on this. It's really only for the sake of showing you a method and how it will work. Now, this is the configuration, as you can see right here. We could do this with 7 runes, although I prefer to go with 9 runes. The more runes we have, the more detailed the information we can come about or perceive through intuition. Of course, we don't want divination methods with all the runes, otherwise it becomes extremely confusing and unnecessary information. So, most divination methods with runes that require a little bit more information and details don't have more than 12 runes, sometimes 13. It's almost always between 9 and 12, some even with 13, but no more than that to avoid losing track and having unnecessary information. This method we are dealing with today is the Ship-Barrow method, as I said. The main idea here is to create a method that somewhat reflects the purpose of a ship burial. Not so much as a tomb or resting place for the dead, but rather the understanding of a journey to reach the unknown. It's a moment of confusion without time or space. There is doubt, there is fear, uncertainty, but the journey must be taken whether we like it or not. So we must find a way, we must understand where we are heading, what choices must be taken to better focus all our efforts to propitiate a better and more straightforward journey towards that which we are uncertain of. Because there are moments in life we really find ourselves between, let's say, the sword and the wall, so to speak. There's no escape. We need to make a choice. Action must be taken. There's no other way around. So we need to decide what to do, because the way is always forward and there's no point in trying to avoid it anymore. Because this is the time to move. This is the time to take action. This doesn't have to be a method solely concerning physical actions or choices in your life, but it can also be a method to facilitate a spiritual journey to other worlds, other realms and states of consciousness, in the sense of preparing yourself mentally to make the necessary arrangement to start the change from within. So, as you can see, we have 9 runes. We shall start with the rune at the very center, which represents the individual. It represents yourself, right in the middle of the Ship-Barrow. Ready or not, there's no choice. You really have to make this journey. You are in the Ship-Barrow, and there's no real escape. You cannot move. The way is forward. The rune in the middle represents your current state of mind. I already know that it's inverted, so let's turn it over and see what the current state of mind is. Very well, we have Kaunan or Kinas inverted. There's darkness within the mind, thoughts clouded in doubt, perhaps even fear of the unknown and the veiled future and what may be or what may lie ahead. There's a loss, losing a foothold, losing the very people we used to count on. It indicates that the person is adrift, abandoned, and with little idea of what to do next. If I wanted to specifically choose a rune to better illustrate this position, it wouldn't be as fitting as this one to express the idea. I'm always fascinated when doing divination methods, especially these random presentations with the sole purpose of showing a method so people may use it. Anyway, even though there's a clear doubt and uncertainty, let's not despair, because this is primarily a rune associated with learning. Since the next runes will be towards the past, inverted Kaunan indicates that it is about time to let go of the past, but to do that, we must know which past is that and what led you to this moment. Past feelings and influences, and only then we can better conduct our efforts and set our mind towards the necessary actions that will unfold the true purpose. So we move on to the rune in the second position. In fact, we are going to read the next 3 runes, which all represent what led us to our current moment or situation. The past feelings and influences that have had a considerable weight on our current state of mind. In this way, we move to the back of the ship, to the past, and as such, we know which past is indeed having a greater influence upon our mind and blocking our ability to move forward, dragging us down. This will help us to work on such feelings and past influences to better set the course onwards and ever onwards. So after reading the first rune, we shall move in a cycle from right to left until we reach the top, which is the final destination, the best possible result, future outcome, etc. But we shall get there. Don't be hasty and focus on the journey, or you will waste your time and never get to appreciate the useful lessons that will make you more resilient and more knowledgeable. So, the next rune is Vunyo. In fact, let us turn over the other 2, which are Manhas, and Gable. So we start with the turn of fortune. There was indeed something good going, and a wholesome feeling of protection and establishing happiness in an environment that felt like home. There was firmness in your life. It indicates a successful journey. However, moving to the next rune, it may be that you have been deluding yourself and that you are not the person you thought yourself to be. Perhaps a little drunk on success, which made you behave carelessly for a while, and you were aware of this, which is a good sign. So the fear may be perhaps the fear of losing what was already acquired. You have taken your time, there was no reason to panic, you knew what to do, and you have done it, so life went on smoothly, whichever outcome it brought. With Gable, you were reasonable, sensible, there was a steady rhythm, an effort to maintain the ship going, maintain and conserve what had already been acquired, and your wisdom paid off. You took advantage the way the winds blew, and with little effort you went onwards. It was really just the fear of losing what you gained that was holding you back. Even though you were moving forward quite fast and with such success, in the back of your head was always that fear that things were going too well and maybe something terrible awaits you. Surely, for how could it go so well if not to strike you harder when you lose everything? That's indeed a common fear, the fear of not deserving goodness in life, the fear of terrible loss that is uncertain, but yet it feels like it's waiting for us because we think we do not deserve to have a little bit of happiness in life. This fear, in truth, was preventing you from truly enjoying life and enjoying the good things that were happening to you. So, now we move on to Ewas, the outcome of the 3 previous runes. The 5th position of this rune reading indicates present influences. The culmination of past feelings and influences that have constructed a state of mind that is presently influencing your current state of mind. The fear accumulated of something that was never certain and it was only real in your head, and such a fear preventing you from enjoying the good gifts of life now is giving you a sense that you are moving at a snail's pace. Ahead, there's a new situation that will soon manifest itself and things will start to speed up, and this feeling of going slowly is probably creating anxiety because ahead there's movement, there are circumstances you fear you will not be able to keep up the pace, and indeed it is already difficult to keep track of everything. You are in need of focus to be able to understand what is happening around you. What comes ahead is inevitable, so it's time to focus on the things that are rapidly leading forward, leading you forward. The truth is, it's not going as fast as it seems. It's just you that is feeling somewhat stuck, moving, but slowly. You are cautious due to that fear still in the back of your head. Things are steadily moving forward, so you fear again that which is uncertain. You fear again not being worthy of goodness, and this is creating a deep state of anxiety. No matter what, you are still moving. Things are normally going. The world is advancing, and right now in your life things aren't that bad. But it's really just this anxiety that doesn't let you properly admire the prosperous journey. So now what should be done? We move to the position 6, 7 and 8 of this rune reading, which indicates the actions and efforts that must be taken. conducting your efforts towards the best possible result. We have Northeast, inverted Berkana, and Arith. Simply perfect. I am astounded in the way the runes manifest themselves and how the mind works towards such manifestations. Because the rune Northeast often appears when you are assailed by doubt and insecurity. We have to carefully think before acting, which is the very first thing to do before setting up a course. Be realistic. In this context, given the previous runes, perhaps it indicates that indeed, in reality, there's nothing bad happening right now, so why worry? Time to enjoy the next journey ahead without the fear of something that isn't really happening. What may happen in the future, that's no concern of yours right now, because many things may change and it's not always up to you. Many actions and many lives are in motion, and even though some things of the future we can perceive, nothing is ever certain, especially the fears we have of what may happen, which, more often than not, are illusions in our head created by the fear of such illusions. It's a paradox, right? And an unhealthy mental cycle. Strength of character and determination to control these negative emotions will see you through this period. We move forward to inverted Berkana, and again, it's a personal matter that created your anxiety. A deep familiar worry pulling you down. If you are not capable of letting go of the fear and the belief that you do not deserve the goodness that is happening to you, you will most certainly head towards a course that will lead you nowhere, absolutely nowhere. All doors will be closed to you, but not yet, not unless you change that attitude. These aspects of your character interfere with the growth of new life. So here we understand that a new course will be present, and that attitudes from our past and negative aspects of our character cannot be taken to this new life, to this new path. You may feel discouraged about not being able to act correctly, but instead of being discouraged, what this situation asks for is for you to be attentive, focused, applying personal trust. It is necessary to clearly identify the obstacles that do not allow us to successfully advance in this new path. Actually, the problem has already been detected here. Now it is time to act to solve that problem. So now we move to Arith. It indicates that healing is necessary. This healing will result in self-protection. And as such, there will be a successful outcome in a future endeavor, and you will overcome the situation. It's time to be self-centered for a while. If you fear that this may be a selfish move, it isn't, given what the previous runes indicate. The main message is that you should make time for yourself and hold on to your dreams and desires. Focus on that. As much as you fear that you are not worthy of good things, and as much as you worry about others and letting them down and even not making them proud of you, you know deep down you will always fear that you are not good enough, but you are. You matter, and it isn't necessary for life to have a deep meaning and a purpose, because being alive, you already matter. You are already worthy. You already have a meaning. And that is to be, to live, to continue to be and become and carry on being you, being beautiful and being unique. Härger is also the rune of meditation, by the way. So for the last rune of the 9th position, it indicates the best possible result, future outcome to where we are adding, right? Let's turn it, and we have inverted Hewas. Well, of course. So every action has a reaction, every choice has a negative side to it. We cannot please everyone. You already know what you must or what must be done given the previous runes. However, your friends and family may not be in tune with your ideas. And this frustrates you, obviously, it's natural. After all, in order to heal yourself in this situation, you have to focus on yourself and not others, as Arith demonstrated. These feelings, these external reactions coming from others may well block you and further instigate your anxiety and give you a false sense that, after all, in your seemingly wrongness, you were right, and that you may not be truly happy and have good things because others may suffer from your absence. But it isn't really an absence. You only tried, or you are trying to work on yourself, and you are trying to evolve. The new path ahead requires your full attention and dedication in order to thrive. Those who love you will understand this and will let you spread your wings towards this path that is leading you to a better outcome and personal growth and personal transformation. To fight these feelings of guilt that are actually not your fault, but just a feeling caused by those who are really being selfish and can't let you go forward because they want your constant presence in their lives, not realizing that they are being selfish and destroying opportunities that life is giving to you. Well, to fight these feelings, be sure that what you are doing or have to do is something that will really bear fruit in the long run and will have a great positive impact in your life and that will last for the rest of your life. In the sense that this new path will open many more doors and that it is essential for you or for your personal evolution. If you are feeling at a loss or a lack of clarity about the need to act, remember that what is truly yours will come back to you. Alright, my dear friends, we have come to the end of another Rune Divination Method. If by any chance this particular Rune Divination Method feels odd, unfamiliar, you can't quite recall ever having seen it anywhere, you can't quite place it, it's because this is a Rune Divination Method created by Arith Härger, myself. I haven't posted in my past blogs all of my creations, so today I took the opportunity to express one of my creations in terms of Rune Divination methods. More will come. Well, I do hope you have enjoyed it and that it was useful. I really hope so. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time, support and friendship. Thank you for your love. See you on the next video. Tack för idag. Thanks for today. Obrigado por hoje.
I record like this, and what the fuck are you doing there, huh? You little Phoebe. Little devil. I have a little devil right here on the floor. Come here, Gigi. Come here. Oh, no. You are so big now. What have you been eating?